Hi there, I'm Minerva Goree, and today we're going to create a custom filter that will check for tasks without predecessors in Microsoft Project. Let's get started. Here I have a sample project file open. We can open up the predecessor column if you don't have it opened up. As you can see, I already have it in here, so just go ahead and add it if you don't have it in your schedule. This is going to be important because we need to see where we're missing predecessors or not, and to make sure that our filter, when we create it, is actually working properly. This is a really small schedule, so it is pretty easy to glance at it and see where we are missing predecessors. This filter comes in handy when you have a task list that spans more than what can be seen on the screen, which is most schedules. It is best practices to have at least one predecessor for all discrete tasks, including milestones. The exception is for the first task in the schedule and summary tasks. To start creating the custom filter, we need to go to the View tab and then go where it says Filter in the middle of the screen. So if we go to our tab View, we can go to where it says Filter here in the middle of the screen, and we're going to see right here that it says no filter. So no filter is applied at this time. So we're going to use this drop-down menu right here. And here we can see we have a few custom filters. At least I have a few custom filters. So if you don't have any custom filters, you will not see this section called Custom until you actually create a custom field and you say you want it displayed in this menu. Then here you can see that we have built-in filters, so there's quite a few filters in here that are quite useful. The only problem is there isn't one for filtering for missing predecessors. So to do that, we're going to go all the way to the bottom where it says More Filters and then click on More Filters. And then here in More Filters, we're going to make sure to create New because we want to start creating our new filter. So click on New. Now that we're here in New, you'll see that we have different things that we need to fill in. The first thing we need to do is see that it's a filter definition in filters, and we have to give it a name. The default name is filter. If you don't change this and you do it multiple times, once you save, it's going to say filter and then filter 1, filter 2, depending on how many filters you make. So make sure to change the name of your filter. So here we're going to change it to, I'm going to put underscore missing predecessors. And then now that I have what I want to check for, I put the underscore because I want to make sure that I know which are the filters that I have modified or created from scratch. Here you can see that it says show in menu. I do want to show it in the menu that we just saw. You want to see it there in a custom section. If you don't want to see it, you want to hide it, then you will uncheck this. You'll still be able to find it, but not in the main menu. Then here where it says filter, you can do cut row, you could copy row. Once you have a row in here, you'll have paste row and insert row and delete row. Today we're making a very simple filter, so we're not really going to need those. Where we need to start is in this table where it says and or, and then it has field name, test, and values. For the first parameter, we do not need to do and or. If we add more than one row, then we're going to have to use either and or. And if you do click in here, you open it up, you'll see that hey, you have and or, but we don't need one for the first row. So here in field names, the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we don't look for summary tasks. So when you're looking for missing predecessors, they're going to be in discrete tasks, which means they're not summary tasks. So right here, I'm going to open it up and we're going to put predecessors. Or you can scroll down and look for predecessors. That's fine too. So when you find predecessors, you can select it and then go on to test. And then when we open it up, you're going to go ahead and choose equals. So we're going to put equals and then we're going to leave it blank. So we're going to look for anything that equals blank. And then the next thing we want to make sure is that we're looking for tasks that are active. If you're using Microsoft Project Standard, you do not have the option for active, so don't worry about it. If you have Microsoft Project Professional, then you will need to filter for active tasks because there might be some tasks that are marked as inactive. Even if you don't have Project Professional, you can still add this line and it will not affect your schedule. If you open it up, you're going to go and select End. And here we're going to put active. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to click on active. And then here it has to equal. And then it's going to equal yes. Now we have two parameters. We're going to need the last parameter. If you want, we can copy this row right here just to test these, and we can click on copy and then select the next one and click on paste row. So now you just have to modify your row. And the first thing we need to modify, because it is going to be an AND, these all have to be true to create this type of filter. Here, we're going to make sure to look for summary. So summary tasks should never have predecessors or successors. So here we're not going to check to see if there's any logic in there, because if they're missing in the summary row, that is a good thing. And then here we're going to leave it as equals, and the values we're going to change it to no. The task is not a summary task. And it's as simple as that. We have created our filter. Here it says to show related summary tasks. I do not want to see any summary tasks at all. So I'm going to click on save. So go ahead and click on save when you're done. And then here we can choose to either apply it or close. So we're going to go ahead and click on apply, but first we're going to make sure that we select missing predecessors if it isn't selected, and then click on apply. So here you can see that I am missing predecessors on this for task. And of course, I did that so that we can test this out. So I'm going to go ahead to go up to view. So go ahead to view tab and then go to filter, and you can see that the underscore missing predecessor filter is being used right now. So I'm going to open it up, and now you can see that under custom is our new underscore missing predecessors filter. Now we want a clear filter. We can either go to no filter and click on it, or go to clear filter. So clear filter, and now you see that we are back to where we started with no filter. And you can see here, if you scan quickly, you can see I'm missing a predecessor here, I'm missing here, and here. And it's quick to see when you have a small schedule like this, but if you have a schedule that is longer than what we can see on the screen, this filter comes in very handy. The other thing you can do is highlight the rows that have a missing predecessor. That way you'll see where it falls within your schedule, and then you can quickly fix it instead of seeing just a list of what's missing and then not having any context. To do that, you go to view, and then you go over here where it says highlight. It's above filter. Right now we have no highlight, so we can open it up, and we have the missing predecessors filter here. We can actually use this filter as a highlighter. So go ahead and click on missing predecessors. And now you can see that we have highlighted each line that is missing a predecessor. So like I said before, in line 3, this is our first task. We expect to have this task missing a predecessor because nothing comes before the start of our project. But when we have here a task that's missing a predecessor, we can actually add the predecessor here. Now that it's highlighted, we can actually go ahead and say that 11, task 11 is the predecessor, and make sure that we have filled it in. The highlighter does not automatically update, so if you want to update it, you're going to go ahead and select it again, and you can see now it has taken the highlight off for line 12. And then you go ahead and fill out the rest of your predecessors to make sure that you fix the issues that you have in your schedule. Here I'm going to put that line 12 is my predecessor. And then here I'm going to put that line 16 can be my predecessor. And then you can see here on my Gantt that we have the Gantt looking much, much better. And so now we're going to go to highlight and choose missing predecessors again. And we should only see that line 3 is highlighted. And then to take it off, we can go ahead and go to highlight and then no highlight. And now we're back where we started with no highlight or no filter. Awesome! You did a great job today. Now you have learned how to easily create a new filter to check for missing predecessors in your schedule. Before we get going, I want to show you the channel page where you can find more information on Microsoft Project 101 topics. So if you go to the webpage for my channel, you can go down to this Microsoft project and then you could see a playlist right here. If you click on view full playlist, you will go to the 101 page and you can see here all the 101 options that you have for Microsoft Project. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and like the video so I can continue making this type of videos if that's what you like. Hopefully you found this very helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. You can reach me at my webpage, madschedules.com, or at my email, info.madschedules@gmail.com. See you in the next lesson.